This holiday, BMW has reunited 3 members of the family at the BMW Road Home Sales event. The Agile X3, engineered for any adventure. The plug-in hybrid X5, commanding the streets with unmatched presence. And the all-electric i4, charging into the future with impeccable performance. Hurry in to find what powers your journey at the BMW Road Home Sales event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Visit Valley BMW Center today for attractive lease and finance offers.
Good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. And now, for your host, Kimberly McLemore.
All right, good evening and welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring entrepreneurs and women-owned businesses from across the country. I am your host, Kimberly McLemore, and welcome to a special edition of tonight's show. I have an amazing co-host with me, Mr. Nolen Davis, founder and CEO of VIDS, Inc. Mr. Davis has served as a creative director and producer in TV and video production for WorldLink Services and presently VIDS, Inc. His successes include Guinness Book of World Record holder for the most TV interviews in a 24-hour period, published author, The Perfect Gentleman TV show, radio host of Koch Step Up to Greatness, and host of a multi-venue, highly successful streaming network show, Up Social Live, getting thousands of views weekly. His client list includes Microsoft, Today's Vision, 3 Men Movers, Oceaneering, major hospitals, and is a premier partner for Comcast, to name a few. Mr. Davis considers his greatest accomplishments his humanitarian efforts, which include donating thousands of pounds of food to the Houston Food Bank, donating 100 pairs of shoes to children in need, speaking at local schools to unleash the potential in our youth, and sending groups of special needs children and their parents to Shuttlebahn and iFly. He also champions supports local businesses and nonprofits financially and through free exposure at Up Social Live and Koch at the Step Up to Greatness radio show. So, without further ado, please welcome to my platform, Mr. Nolen Davis. How you doing, Nolen?
Hey, what's going on? I was waiting for the applause. Is the audience not out there and listening right now? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What's going on, Miss Kimberly? I'm just messing around. What's up with you?
I'm doing pretty good. Stay, indoors like I'm supposed to and doing my thing and here we are, the new norm of our lives, right? And as some of us look at it as imprisonment, and then other of us look at it as, opportunity. So, to dream, to build. So there's all these different thought processes, I think, that we're going through personally and professionally. And that's really what we're going to be focusing on tonight, is talking about how this COVID-19 has been affecting our small businesses and us personally. But then we're going to share some ways of how to cope with it. And then also you're going to talk a lot about what's going on there in Houston and how your organization is helping individuals in your community, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people need to feel like if you're not affected, like you and your immediate family, because I feel like all of us will be affected. This is a great time to slow down and really spin your cocoon and figure out how you're going to be the biggest, baddest, most muscular butterfly that you can come out of this whole thing. So yeah, it is definitely a gift for some people. I hate that it's attached to so much sickness and illness.
Right.
But that's why we have to all participate and be as proactive as possible to really flatten the curve so everybody can be all right as soon as possible.
Exactly. And the big thing is we notice that day in and day out, they're coming out with new other things that they want people to do. Before you didn't have to worry about the masking. Now you definitely need to wear a mask when you're going outside for long periods of time. If you plan on going into the stores and so forth, that's very important now, so they can keep that curve going down versus it going up, keeping that virus from spreading. So, it's definitely changing our lives. But, I think I really would like to focus a lot on some of the positives, because I think most people, as much as it's bothering them to be stuck in their homes. Nobody's really truly looking at the positive part of this. Like you were saying just a few minutes ago that, obviously we're getting an opportunity to spend more time with our families and, thinking about rethinking what's going on in our lives and how we can make things better. Do you want to start that new business? Maybe you might want to write that new book. There's all different things you could be doing versus just looking at the negative. And the most important part is that, are you healthy? While you're sitting at home. And I think those are some of the things that people need to hear because, I've gotten to the point where I only want to listen to the news maybe once a day because it's just overwhelming with the negativity right now.
It is. But, the problem, here's the problem that I think a lot of people are going to have. You can choose to turn off the news and the media, right? You could say, just like you're saying right now, here's what we have going on in the world. It's blasted everywhere. And so you can make the choice to turn on your TV or what news feeds that you're on. The problem that I think is which is really the reason why I do some of what I do, is that I believe that the problem is that our happy places are going to be affected. And one of the biggest happy places for people, or time-consuming place, or whatever you want to call it, is Facebook, right?
Right.
It was all fun and games when it was just a couple of cases here, a couple of cases there, and people were putting up memes, and everybody was joking about it. And then people was they got to the point where it was only 2 days, and they frustrated in 2 days, right? You just can't sit your butt down for 2 days. So so now they on there asking, well, who do you know who got it? Because I don't think this is a real thing, right? And it's all about the media, and it's all about, I don't care what you believe, this thing is out here, right? I don't care how it got here, this thing is out here. Who released it? Ate up by the monster. It's real simple. So the problem is going to be that even our happy places where we go and check on our people, you're going to see sickness and death, frankly. I just had a friend of mine that I went to school with that died over it. I got some good friends of mine that have it, and they're battling right now, and I don't know how they're going to come out. So that's on my feed. So now my happy place online of where I get my laughter and all of that, that literally is starting to be saturated with this information. So what we do for Up Social Network, I have a networking group, and we all kind of band together. I literally have Dr. Sunita Pujabi. She comes on. She's the brain coach. She shows you how to scientifically use your brain to get to the next level and overcome any trauma. And she's also very spiritual as well. So she's the only person I've really seen that integrates science and spirituality to give people those tactics, those tips, those steps of what do you do when you get too overwhelmed, because we're going to be faced with some things we've never seen before.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and for those people who've never been on the so-called front line, they're not used to this, and even if you've been on the front line, you don't know how to handle this because it's so unique. I think someone had mentioned or heard over the news in the last few days where people are just saying that, this is like a war. This is a different type of war. You're not even utilizing guns. Here it is, a virus, something that is killing people every single day, and nobody can understand why it is affecting people so differently and so uniquely. We're hearing a lot of different things coming from the news with different doctors and so forth, but nobody really has specified where this is coming from and why did it come now. Even though we know we have new viruses come out consistently, new flus year after year, this one is just taken over completely. So it's devastating to have to feel the way we feel and then not know when things are going to go back to normal.
Right. So there's a couple of things I want people to keep in mind, that all the small business owners that you see that is on your social media feed right now is the time to really support each other. And supporting each other could be as simple as something that we do, my group does, for, let's say, a gentleman by the name of David Lovelace. David Lovelace, he's a nutritionist. He's literally about to get his PhD in nutrition, and he's a trainer. So he was the regional trainer at Lifetime, regional nutritionist, at Lifetime. And so now all of those people have been laid off. Mm-hmm. The people that you see in your feed that you know that they're great at what they do, you know that they're hurting and have been affected, because all of us will be affected by this virus one way or the other. I don't care if it's spiritually, from a moral standpoint. I don't care if it's somebody in your database of friends and family that physically get affected by it, and now you're affected emotionally. I don't care if it's financially. If you've been laid off, everybody is going to be affected by that. And so now is the time to really band together. So what we do for Lovelace is that he does a free workout every day. And so me and my team, we pass it out and try to put it on as many pages as possible, right?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that it's just real simple. You're scrolling through and you're like, oh, that's David Lovelace working out again. You could scroll through, or you could support him by simply sharing it to get extra eyeballs on the whole situation.
This holiday, BMW has reunited 3 members of the family at the BMW Road Home Sales Event. The Agile X3, engineered for any adventure. The plug-in hybrid X5, commanding the streets with unmatched presence. And the all-electric i4, charging into the future with impeccable performance. Hurry in to find what powers your journey at the BMW Road Home Sales Event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Visit Valley BMW Center today for attractive lease and finance offers.
People are driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. The hiring process can be slow and overwhelming. Simplify hiring with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform. With over 350 million global monthly visitors according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. That's Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Terms and conditions apply.
Wow. Yeah. And I've seen that. I think it's amazing that he's doing that. And it's something that people need. And that's a new norm for a lot of people. You know, if we're used to going into the gym and doing our own thing, or just being around people that we care about or doing the same thing we're doing, you can't do that. So you definitely want to be able to stay in shape, because it helps you not just physically, but also mentally. You know, it gives you, like I said, that norm to norm day-to-day thing that you're used to doing. It's just now you're doing it in your own environment, but it's working. And that's the key. It keeps you healthy.
Absolutely, it keeps you healthy, but it helps his business and his family as well. Mm-hmm. He's not able to work right now. We know that he's one of the greatest that's ever done it. So to put him out there, to put literally out there what's needed right now, right. Sometimes a simple share, a simple tagging other people can literally help the person's business right now. Mm-hmm. So it's just one of those things that you don't want to overlook the simple things. I had a guy, one of my mentors, his name is Q, or his name is Quentin. I call him Q. Mm-hmm. So Q said, sometimes things are so simple you might miss it, right?
Right.
And that's that grandfather wisdom. Like, young dudes are not saying that. Those that giving you those types of gems, right?
Right.
Young dudes is dumb, right? So this dude said, sometimes you got to slow down, and sometimes things are so simple that if you don't really slow down and really observe, you just might miss it. So literally, it's just the little simple things that show support, mm-hmm. even if he doesn't get a client from that, just to know that you supported him lifts up the morale. And we all need to lift up the morale a little bit here and a little bit there so we don't spiral down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the same thing with as everybody's calling it, the social distancing. It's, granted, you can't be next to the person, but you can still reach out. You can still check up on your friends, even those who aren't your friends. Just say hello. You never know what a hello will do for that person's day. And like I said, just that simple support is what people need right now, because we cannot physically go out and just, sit next to them and talk to them like we're used to doing. And you can obviously see too, more and more people on the news are doing, things in their neighborhoods, just coming out and socially saying hello to everybody, standing on their own porch. There's so many different things you can do to uplift people. But you're right, when it comes to business, just a simple like or a simple hello, saying, hey, we support you. That is the most important, because a lot of people who are in the industry, that the young man that you were talking about, the gentleman, he can't get paid for those services. It's no different than people who are Zumba instructors, all of us. You cannot get paid for those services. You have to do all those services for free on live, if you're going to continue to get out there and show people that you can do your exercise from home. So, knowing that you support them, it's appreciative, and everybody gives everybody opportunity to do two things: keep yourself healthy, but like you said, it supports their businesses. And we all hope and pray that when this is over, that you really truly go out and support these people and be a part of their business by signing up and actually going to those exercise classes, and learning about health and wellness and all that. Because at that point, that really does truly show that you have been supportive in a different type of way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, and one thing that I'm pushing with a lot of my people, is that the realization of where we are right now. So I want people to realize where we are. We are now realizing that we are, as a community, as a nation, as small business, as big business, as individuals, it doesn't matter. We're finding out right now really quick that we're one virus away from economic disaster, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So when all the people that preach about having an extra stream of income, all the people that poured everything that they had into one basket, right? They got all of their eggs in one basket. They now are scrambling. They have no idea to put how they do some of the things that they know that they probably should have done up and before now, right, to create an online revenue stream, at-home revenue stream, and that they were just working so hard. I literally help a lot of businesses with an extra stream of income, because that's really where I make the majority of my money. Is through the extra streams of income. So,
right,
from the coaching, the mentoring, and I have something right now that's really a win-win. I've really had a newer company, and anybody who knows anything about me, he knows that once you get in at the ground floor, that's when you make the most money. So this company has three opportunities. They have the opportunity to save money, the opportunity to make money, and the opportunity to help others. And I don't mean just by passing it out. I mean, literally, they go out there, roll up their sleeves, and help others, feed the hungry, and do all those types of things from the profits that we make as an organization. So they have a purpose, and I absolutely love that. And it's a revolutionary idea. This idea that they have is literally, you don't pay for my service. I literally get paid to put money in your pocket. Now, what does that mean?
Right.
That means the services that you have, they have a group of bill negotiators that's in every industry. So your cell phone, your lights, everything that you're paying right now. We're not talking about switching. We're talking about people going in there, knowing about the rebates, having metadata, knowing who's paying the less so they can do comparison, getting you all the types of deals, that some of the entry-level people get, to lower the bills that you have absolutely free of charge. If they save you some money, then when they save you that money, you split the money with them. So if I save you $30 on your cell phone bill, you pay the company $15 and you walk away with the $15 savings. And that is how the agents are getting paid every month or every week, is off of those bills. I got people right now that's just getting started making anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a week. is phenomenal, right?
Wow.
And all we're doing is literally helping people. So when they say, what do? I get paid to put money in your pocket, and you don't have to pay anything out of pocket up front.
This holiday, BMW has reunited 3 members of the family at the BMW Road Home Sales Event. The Agile X3, engineered for any adventure. The plug-in hybrid X5, commanding the streets with unmatched presence. And the all-electric i4, charging into the future with impeccable performance. Hurry in to find what powers your journey at the BMW Road Home Sales Event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Visit Valley BMW Center today for attractive lease and finance offers.
People are driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. The hiring process can be slow and overwhelming. Simplify hiring with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform. With over 350 million global monthly visitors according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. That's Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Terms and conditions apply.
Like who? Now, I don't have to convince you. I don't have to here's my value statement. I don't have to say, well, my fat pill is better than your fat pill. I don't have to do any of that, right? I don't have to say, man, because the first thing that's going to happen is that when these types of situations happen, people are going to stop utilizing those products that's not a survival product.
That's right.
Right? So, but nobody's going to cut off their lights. Nobody's going to cut off their cell phone. If you don't have internet, if I don't have internet in this house, all of my kids, as soon as I unplug the modem, everybody's screaming because games is shutting off, YouTube is stopped popping, right? So we need internet, we need lights, and we need cell phones, and we're always going to pay those things. And again, not changing. So I don't have to tell you why this company is better. I'm talking about if you have Comcast right now, I'm talking about you will still have the same account number in Comcast after that. And if you're an agent with me, then you can get paid on that Comcast bill for the next 10, 20 years for the life of that customer. That is amazing. Nobody's ever done that before, right?
Right.
So that's one of the opportunities that I have. The other opportunity that I have is, and it's relevant to right now. So not only do we need to get another revenue stream, and that one is a great one for people that are not used to sales or they don't want to feel like they selling. Can you give yourself away to $1 million? Like we literally giving discounts. That's what we're doing. So if you can't give it away, you just need to kill yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So anyway.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I'm just playing. It's a sensitive time right now.
Right.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Somebody just tuned in and was like, yep, he said it. He was supposed to be the motivational
like, that's what he said to
right?
do, right?
Right. And you called me back saying, why did you have to say that on my show? But anyway.
No, we're good. But, people will, turn things around, be like, he said this. I'm like, no, that's not what we meant. But anyway,
exactly.
We clarify that now, okay?
So the other thing that I have a product, but this product strengthens your immune system on a cellular level. I call it the gel. This gel is a microdose of HGH, and it literally puts your body in a younger state. But it does that from a cellular standpoint, and so it literally sets up your body to be stronger from a cellular generation standpoint, and that has been very attractive to a lot of people because you feel stronger, you have more focus, more clarity, helps with muscles, helps with energy, hair, skin, libido. Libido is important because we can't go nowhere. So hopefully you loving who you with. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I need y'all to be careful. We don't need no babies coming out around. But for the people that's straight
triple.
up grown, right?
Well, it's some of the things that you think about. People are at home all day long, so you're either gonna have more babies coming. The other thing I'm a little concerned about, because they consider alcohol an essential product, that we may have some more alcoholics running around. I mean, there's the things that I would have never thought of that they would consider essential. Those are things that would cause people to go into harm to some degree. So it's going to be quite interesting.
Absolutely, absolutely. But that's when you figure out how to use this time effectively for your goals and who you want to be. So every day at 5:30 on Up Social Live on Facebook, I have Dr. Sunita, and we do something every day, right? Monday through Friday. We may miss a day here or miss a day there because she has clients that really have, that's they need her at that time or whatever the case may be. But to keep things in the positive light and in that type of groove, we need to strategically do that because of what you're saying. You literally can fall into the groove of drinking every day because you don't have nothing to do. Or you could be on the jail working out with David Lovelace every day, right? So it's all about a choice. You could be binge watching everything that's on Netflix and being bored, or you could be reading the book. Amazon still delivers. You could be reading a book every day and figuring out how to get to that next level that you're looking to, to grow into. So it's all a choice. So, you still want to cut up. You don't want to look at it like work. But right now is a time to make self-development and self-growth habitual, to where it's not like a chore. Because once we all busy, it's like, man, I'm so tired from running all day. I just want to sit, relax, and watch TV. We now can really look at what's important, skillfully figure out where we're going to get our information that's going to feed the best versions of ourselves and implement it within our lifestyle to where, like, I read every day. We were in quarantine for 45 days. And now I just got into the habit of reading a chapter a day of something that gives me the energy that I need, the focus on my purpose, and really sets a fire up under my passion.
Absolutely. You hit that, right on the head, because that's exactly what people need to do. It's like I said, it's very easy to get caught up into that coma, as I call it, of just sitting around doing nothing. And, you're eating all the junk food you want to eat because I don't want to go exercise, or I don't feel like walking, or always having excuses. And there really are no excuses, so we all live very busy lives. And this is an opportunity that we're being told to sit still. Stand still, listen to that voice, learn to do what you've been wanting to do. So you can even go back to school. Everything's being done online. There's no excuses of what you can and cannot do. For, if you're already in school, they've already frozen and put on debridement your payments. So you don't even have to worry about paying for schooling right now. There's so many things that are being done for people in business and as well. So the other information I wanted to share, if you don't already know about the Corona's Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, the CARES Act. So obviously this is intended to assist business owners with whatever needs they have right now. So if you don't know anything about the CARES Act, go, reach out to your local Small Business Administration district office. That's important to know, and they can assist you on how to apply. I don't even notice if people had noticed that I put this information out on my social media platforms, because it's very important that we all understand that if you're in small business and you need that assistance, financial assistance, there are loans now that are there to help you. And there are ways to keep you afloat without feeling like you're going to drown completely. So beyond all of that, and then if you still feel uncomfortable or not sure how you want to do it, or don't think you're, ready for that, you can look up more information. And I have put out information about the Act Fast. There's a guy named Meet Kevin that has a lot of financial information that he puts out. And I thought it was a really great video because it talks about 12 ways to get free money from the stimulus bill, which is the CARES Act that I just talked about. And it's a step-by-step process of making you understand exactly what's in that bill. It's a lot of information, which can be somewhat overwhelming, but do your research, people. Don't wait for everybody else to do it for you. Take the opportunity to get online and review all the information that's out there. Like I say, if you're a business owner, there's absolutely help out there for you now. I know with Nolen and his programs, he's in the Houston area, so I'm not sure how far those programs reach, but reach out to Nolen and he will give you his information as we get towards the end of the show of, what he can do for you and through their program at the Up Social Network membership group. And then the other thing is obviously if you have not, filed for unemployment and you need to, keep trying. I know that the unemployment rate is like 5,000 times higher right now than it normally is. But it's important that you also get online and look at the guidance for unemployment insurance. There's a lot of different flexibilities during this COVID-19 breakout that's going on. So make sure you do your homework and research before you start applying. But there's, ways that you can still have the money that you need to have to survive through this ordeal. But, as Nolen was saying, these are the times that we need to sit back and think about, how would I live differently? If this hadn't happened, what would you do differently down the road now so that you can learn to start saving better, and stop putting all your eggs into one basket, understanding that anything obviously can happen. And this is the first time I've seen in my 50-something years of living that, they actually have a package that's available for individuals versus just companies and larger companies and businesses. So, you all really need to sit back and take the time to reevaluate what are you going to do differently so you're not feeling stressed like this in the future. So that you can not have to worry about getting a stimulus package and not wondering how you're going to pay your bills. Mortgage companies are helping, but at the end of the day, you're still going to have to pay something. There's all types of things that are out here, but we are all need to be more responsible for who we are and what we do and how we spend our money as well.
Whatever the adventure, there's a BMW engineered to take it on. The X3 delivers a striking design with agile performance. The 100% electric i4 packed with pure electric energy. Or the plug-in hybrid X5, an impressive, versatile SUV granting full control on every journey. Choose what powers your next adventure during the BMW Road Home Sales Event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in for exceptional offers through January 2nd. Visit bmwusa.com for details.
People are driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. The hiring process can be slow and overwhelming. Simplify hiring with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform. With over 350 million global monthly visitors according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. That's Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Terms and conditions apply.
Yep, I agree. Absolutely. So you gave a lot of great information. There is a lot of federal assistance that's out there, but everybody is not getting the assistance because a lot of times people don't have their stuff together. Mm-hmm. So I have found out that as a sole proprietor or a DBA, I believe you can file for unemployment as well, as one of my sources told me that. I haven't checked into it myself. But so that's an option if you're just a 1099 person and you feel like you don't have everything together. Mm-hmm. You may want to go that route if you're able to go that route. Like I said, that's just something that I heard from that standpoint. But it's one of those things that this is going to change what our normal used to be.
That's right.
So as an entrepreneur, we have to pivot. We have to look for those opportunities, because through these opportunities, obstacles, and through these obstacles and struggles are opportunities that we can literally build on a platform. And the last thing I want to say, because I think you're over at 6:30, correct?
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing I do want to say is that when you feel like you're behind, I want everybody to because we're so competitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I'm competing with anybody but me, which is great for me because I always win. So I feel good about life all the time.
There
right?
You go.
So from that standpoint, people that are competing with others, you don't know what other people are going through. And I want you to realize, as an entrepreneur, as a person that's trying to reach for their dream and obtain their goals, as that person, everybody else is coming to the same part. So, and what I mean by that is, if you're running a marathon and you come around the corner and you ran 13 miles and you think you're halfway done, and you come around the corner and you're like, oh my God, I ran in a circle. There's the start line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ran in a circle with you. So for you to get everything back on track is not impossible, because everybody got to get everything back on track.
That's
so
right.
This is where patience come in, and you keep your ear to the ground. And it's important to be people rich, to where you can literally find out where to get the information from, who to call, what they're doing, and that's what our whole networking group is all about.
Right. And I just love what you just said, getting people rich. There's a huge difference between saying just get rich, because that's a big part of the problem that we have in our communities, is that people aren't willing or don't always want to share the resources and the information. You know, that knowledge is powerful, but it has to be shared. Yes. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We need to know what's going on in our communities. And that's part of the reason why we're so behind with what we do, is because we don't pay attention and we don't want to hear it until we have to hear it. And there's no reason to have to be put in that predicament if people would learn how to share their information. And, you know, it's funny because you just said that, you know, we were talking about people, Richard, just sitting here thinking about a post I seen the other day. I'm not gonna say who put it out, but it was in reference that, you know, people were so willing to pay attention to all the nonsense that we see, you know, on Facebook and all that, you know, people shaking their butts and hanging out, you know, partying or whatever. You can get a million responses back to that. But when it comes to something very positive and of importance, you don't get any responses back. You know, it just goes to show where the priorities are at. And we need to get our priorities together. Absolutely need to have that, you know, happen.
Oh, absolutely. It's so much easier for people to what I call trick off time, right? Mm-hmm. All of that, I want to chime in. That's silly. I want to be the funniest person. Oh, nobody said this. But when it's time to do the work, then that's when everybody's ghost, right? When it's time to do the work, when it's time to read the books, when it's time to. I remember my great grandmother passed, and she was a pretty big lady. And so I'm the oldest out of the kids. Mm-hmm. And so some of the other kids were not as muscled up as me because they were kids, but they were pallbearers. And when I tell you that casket was heavy, I'm like, I need y'all to pull this thing, or we need a couple of more cousins on my side, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
If we all do the work together,
right,
we literally can go faster and we can go faster. We can go farther. We can, you know, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go further, you can go far together. That whole situation. So
exactly. You're exactly right. And the other thing I do want to mention real quick before we close down is that your taxes. You know, people don't sit on your taxes and act like that's not important, even though there's federal guidelines and information that, you know, the federal side of the taxes are extended. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to do that. If you can get your taxes, get them done, but you also need to be very aware of how your state taxes are done. Because then every state, they have different laws. In the state of Virginia, where I'm here, you have to have your state taxes done by May 15th. No ifs, buts, ands about it. So don't sit back and sit on things and think that, oh, I got a break. I don't have to do anything until July and I can, mess around. No, take this stuff seriously, because now is absolutely a good time to work on these things. Learn to see how much more money that may be available. And with this COVID-19 outbreak going on right now, there may be some other options there available for you for your taxes. So you need to think out the box, and you need to make sure that you have the right people to talk with when it comes to completing your taxes as well. So I just kind of wanted to throw that in. I was reading on that the other day, and also a friend of mine had went through the same process where she had learned that you had to have your state taxes done at a certain time here in the state of Virginia. So there is a ton of information out that you can find online that talks about, what your state taxes laws are. So you need to look that up wherever you're living at. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Well, that's always about having, making sure that you have everything in order. So, I'm not a tax dude, but I pay somebody to do that. I'm not
right.
Same right?
Exactly.
I'm just not. So and you have to maximize what you have. So when you start with nothing, you just got a dream and $100. That's how I started my first company, right? A dream and $100, and it was just a situation of I had to learn everything, and I was young, and so I stayed up all night, and I was reading and Googling, and I remember Googling, going to almost the last page of Google to search for all the information, and that was an accomplishment. I was young. I'm old as hell right now. I can't be staying up all night. Like I didn't make money. I'm paying, I'm shoving checks. Do this. Like, I'm not doing that no more.
Exactly.
You got to know where you are in life.
Oh my gosh. I hear you, because I'm the same way. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I see, who can I hire? So, I bypass all of that. Them days are over with. Yeah, but it's actually too just learning and understanding who you are and knowing what you can and cannot do and knowing how to stay in your lane. It's just that simple. So, as a business person, or whether you're in business or it's personal, you still have a responsibility when it comes to doing your taxes and other things that you need to know, understanding your bills, and the program that you spoke about through Up Social Network. That's amazing, because it's amazing how many people don't know what they have on the month to month when it comes to their bills. So having someone help them, get those bills cut down in half and learning what needs to be done. I mean, that's just amazing. So I'm hoping that people will listen to what we're saying tonight. And even though we're having some fun, is that, we've really poured out some very important information here this evening. And I wanted this to be a special show because we got so much going on with the COVID-19 and how it's truly affecting people personally and professionally. And I hope our tips that we provided, you guys are, learn something from them. And obviously, if you want to reach out to us, Nolen, why don't you tell everybody how they can get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me a lot of different ways. You can send me a text message. I don't have a problem. You can send me a text message at area code 832-317-8359. That's 832-317-8359. You spell my name Nolen. So the reason I say that is because I am Nolen Davis is my Instagram. Nolen Davis. You can find me on LinkedIn, or you can go to Up Social Live on anything, and I'm there. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I do everything but TikTok. I'm not doing the TikTok. I'm done. You got to know where you are in your journey. I'm done. I'm done with stuff. That's it. I'm done. So that's it.
Well, all right then. Okay, couldn't have said that better.
Right.
He's like, I'm done. I'm done.
TikTok, I'm like, right. You on TikTok? Like, we're done here. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not signing up for not one more thing. And especially if 9.5 of the people that I see is kids, there's no reason a 47-year-old dude need to be on the platform, and it's mostly kids. I'm good. Like, I'm cool with missing those customers, I promise you. So with Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, that sounds exhausting within itself. But
exactly.
That's another show, Kimberly. I'm not even finna get into that, because that'll be a whole nother show. But yes, that's Nolen Davis or Up Social Live, and you can find me there.
Well, all right. Well, we'll talk about that next time we do another show. So I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. It has been such a pleasure. And, most people don't know that I've definitely have met you in person, and you gave me an opportunity and interviewed me on your show. And it was just amazing. So I'm so glad that I could return that favor. And I'm glad that you came on and talked about some amazing things to my listeners tonight. And like I said, I hope you all appreciate what we have provided this evening, because I think that, what we're doing is good work, and, we're trying to, just like I said, share the resources and build the information so that you all can be in the better place that you all need to be. And again, I thank you all for listening to my show tonight. We're here every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to be a guest, just reach out to me at Kimberly@WSBILLC.com, and just provide me with a short bio, a professional picture, and a business logo. If you'd like to be a guest on my show, we'd love to have you. But until next time, you all have a good evening and good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. We will be back next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Follow us on Spreaker, www.spreaker.com/user/WSBI. View our new WSBI website anytime at www.WSBILLC.com, and on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Whatever the adventure, there's a BMW engineered to take it on. The X3 delivers a striking design with agile performance. The 100% electric i4 packed with pure electric energy. Or the plug-in hybrid X5, an impressive, versatile SUV granting full control on every journey. Choose what powers your next adventure during the BMW Road Home Sales Event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in for exceptional offers through January 2nd. Visit bmwusa.com for details.
People are driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. The hiring process can be slow and overwhelming. Simplify hiring with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform. With over 350 million global monthly visitors according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. That's Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Terms and conditions apply.